let's skip forward a little bit and give some quick hits on some follow-up news stories that we've covered in the past. Sonos finally hits the hard reset button. This is in the Wall Street Journal today. Sonos chief executive Tom Conrad's job would be hard enough if he just had to sell expensive speakers. Selling the idea that his speaker company can finally master the software game is a heavier lift. That, however, is the task at hand for the new CEO. Conrad was named to the post last month, succeeding longtime chief Patrick Spence, who took the company public in 2018. The switch confirmed that Sonos is still reeling from a disastrous update to its app in May of last year, which left many consumers who shelled out for premium speakers unable to use their products. Fiscal first quarter results from Sonos on Thursday confirmed that the damage has lingered. Revenue fell 10% year over year to $550 million for the December ending quarter, while operating income plunged 40% to about $48 million. Very rough. One particular telling stat is that the company's unit sales for the second half of the calendar year fell 14% from the year earlier to about 2.7 million products sold, the fewest for that period since 2016. And that was with the company's first ever entry into the premium headphone space. Ben, there are some incredible charts of how Sonos has been declining. A very, very rough bar chart there. Those headphones, called the Sonos Ace, should have been a valuable expansion opportunity for a company long confined to the home-based speaker. But the launch took place about a month after the app rollout turned out to be the worst possible time. And so analysts now expect Sonos' revenue to fall 3% for the fiscal year ending in September after an 8.3% drop. Can the new boss eventually turn things around? Sonos is still a strong name in the premium audio, despite the damage done to the brand by last year's app fiasco. This week they said that they would cut the size of the workforce by 12%. We will see if that's enough. The stock is way down relative to the S&P 500. There's another chart there of when they launched their app update. They are down almost, they dipped 40%. They've climbed back up a little bit. There's some good news from Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley's Eric Woodring says, stepping back, we are impressed by management's ability to rip costs out of the model. A tough demand backdrop and elevated uncertainty still hangs over Sonos, though. Indeed, only 38% of analysts rate Sonos a buy, compared with 74% before the app rollout. The worst seems to be behind Sonos, but they are still early in their transformation. I don't know about that. I used the app this weekend. It was terrible. It's still terrible. Anyway.
I'm just pulling up the market.
Yeah, they are having a rough go. I was in my garage looking at an old Sonos play bar that I have. I have it in storage. Hopefully going to reinstall it. I was thinking I was going to reinstall it in my house. Might just throw it away. It's been a rough go, and I don't know if when they're going to turn the corner, but they got to just roll back the software and make it work seamlessly and flawlessly. You can't have these like delays and these breaks. Even just like turning down the volume, like it just doesn't work anymore. So they have been struggling. Anyway, how's the market doing? Are you on public.com?
Yeah, I'm on public. I mean, it's honestly been, it's actually up 16% in the past 6 months. So that just goes to show how bad of a situation they were in last year. I would say that the Ace is an interesting, product, and I don't see that. Home speakers are the kind of things that you expect to just work, right? They sit in one place. You're coming in, maybe you're putting Spotify on or whatever you do using Bluetooth. It should just kind of turn on, or Wi-Fi should just turn on and work. But Sonos doesn't do that, right? Everybody that owns Sonos is oftentimes frustrated with them. I have Sonos products in my house. I wish that I didn't. I wish that I had, just analog, some type of analog solution. I think that there's this place I was staying this past week was like such a smart home that it was really like frustrating to use, because it just, if everything's not sort of perfectly interconnected, it just kind of everything breaks down. And so the issue is if you give consumers the experience of a poor experience with physical products that are sitting in your home that should just work, and then you say, hey, well, we know you kind of had issues with this product, but now we're going to give you a product like headphones that you're going to wear potentially for hours and hours and hours all day long and use on car calls and apps and keep them around. And there's even less tolerance, right? If you've ever had AirPods that are kind of freaking out and not working, it's very, very frustrating, right? And so I think the jump from home hardware to, hey, now we're going to build hardware that you're going to take with you all through your life. I don't want Sonos following me around when I leave the house. Stay at home. Give me some. I need some peace and quiet away from that those smart speakers. But the other challenge is just pricing, right? The Sonos Ace is like about $350. You can get the Apple AirPods Max for about $200 more. And the issue with headphones is headphones are, I would say, more of in that category, more of a luxury item than a utility, right? People in 2025 care less about music quality overall because a lot of entertainment is happening through apps and things like that. And so if you're giving consumers the choice of, hey, you can buy Apple AirPods that are a luxury sort of fashion product statement, right? That says something about you. You may not like that, but it's true, sort of an accessory. Or you can buy the Sonos Ace, which have no brand recognition, are still expensive at $350, right? It's not like they came in with the super budget option. That's just a really tough sell, right? No kid is going into Christmas, teenager being like, oh, I really want the Sonos Ace, right?
Yeah.
It's very clearly, it doesn't feel worth even, maybe they're as good of sound quality. They probably are as good as the AirPod Maxes, but that is not the deciding factor, I think, for a lot of consumers is I just want the best, sounding pair of headphones and I want great value. They're saying I want to accessorize by having this luxury product and I want something super reliable that integrates into my existing mobile experience.
Yeah. And I mean, Mark Zuckerberg was on Rogan talking about how Apple has locked down some of the Bluetooth APIs that make AirPods so seamless to use, and how Facebook wanted to integrate with the iPhone at a deeper level, and Apple kind of made it difficult. And that's just a tough place to be in if you're Sonos and you don't have leverage over Apple. Sure, they have to open up some of the APIs and you get to use some of the Bluetooth stuff, but you don't get their proprietary network because Apple can always say, hey, privacy. If we give some random company too much access to the user's data, that's a privacy issue.
Yeah.
And then the flip side of that, which is it's a good argument. You don't want some cheap headphone company just stealing all your iPhone passwords or money or something like that. That makes sense. But when it's Sonos and they can review the code, they should be able to operate at the same level through the same APIs. But of course, Apple, knows that they benefit from that, and they're going to sell more products if they lock it down. So anyway, we should move on to the Super Bowl.
The last thing I was going to say, if you think about AirPods as a business line being roughly equivalent, in terms of importance as their agreement with as Google Apple's relationship, right?
Yeah.
Apple makes roughly $20 billion a year from that search, partnership. AirPods are not as not putting up as much, profit margins, but it's a $22 billion business line. Apple's not going to just give that away, right? Like AirPods will continue to grow. It's a very meaningful business. And so going and competing with, again, it almost feels like, okay, they could sell some headphones, but certainly not going to save the company.